On today's After News, a new bidding war ignites between WWE and AEW.
WWE to add mid-card titles to the women's division.
A former AEW champion suffers a serious injury.
And there are more injuries to report in AEW.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Michael Sidgwick.
And this is the After News. Well, it's been a while since we reported on a bidding war between WWE and AEW because, well, they've swept pretty much everybody up, haven't they? But there is one kicking off surrounding Stephanie Vaquer. She of that fantastic match, of course, with Mercedes May at Forbidden Door just the other weekend. Not 5. It was late for once.
For once, it's not them.
Mexican publication Record are reporting that yes, both WWE and AEW have sent contract offers to Stephanie Vaquer, who's most recently, of course, been working with CMLL. She's competed there since 2019, but the new report suggests that the 31-year-old Chilean star may be set to make the move to the US full-time. Now, of course, she dropped the title to Mercedes Moné, the Strong Women's Championship, but she's still got 2 more belts in the promotion. The CMLL World Women's Championship and the World Tag Team Championship alongside Zuxis. Did I get that right?
I think so.
Close enough. No word on Stephanie Vaquer's future, but also no real surprise from this, Sidge, because she really showed out at Forbidden Door, didn't she?
I think Stephanie Vaquer is very close to being the perfect pro wrestler. Like, everything she does looks incredibly legitimate. It looks cool without being too flashy. She's just got like really neat ways of making her stuff look like it really, really hurts. She's got presence. Like, her best work is absolutely phenomenal. I love that move when she wedges someone's head between the knees and just repeatedly repeatedly just thrusts it into the canvas. It just looks deadly. Yeah, I think she's absolutely fantastic.
She's a bit like MJF's like, is it Heat Seeker, the one where he...
A bit like that,
bit
like bang, bang,
more brutal
bang. Oh,
somehow.
It's brutal, it looks deadly. I think she's incredible. She's really sparked some conversation, which is what you're meant to do when you're in those positions. If you're her, where do you go?
That's a tough question, actually.
It's a bit of a toss-up because you get probably more opportunities to work in the ring because WWE television, promotes more than one match in the women's division per show. But if you're AEW, maybe the in-ring peak's a bit higher.
Yeah.
Especially in recent months, I would say. So it's kind of a pick-em, ultimately, like who's going to pay you the most money.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, really, isn't it? Let us know your picks in the comment section below, by the way. For my sins, and I think a lot of people might reflect this, I think I went into Forbidden Door acknowledging that the match with Mercedes Moné was going to be good from what I'd seen in like the video package and stuff, but kind of not really mentioning it in like the match of the night. We were all looking at like Danielson's match, or obviously the main event with Ospreay and Swerve, but yeah, arguably that was one of the matches of the night, wasn't it?
I would say it was quite possibly the best individual performance. Like, no offense against Mercedes Moné, I think she grew into the match. No. But in terms of like a head-turning, Jesus Christ, this wrestler rules individual performance, Stephanie Vaquer, it's one of the best of the year, I would say. She just got over like that.
It's nice, that, isn't it? It's sort of old-fashioned in terms of just like one great match, and now suddenly the 2 biggest promotions want you on their roster. Best of luck to her. Really excited to see where she ends up. We'll keep you posted on any developments with that, of course.
Indeed, she does end up in WWE. She'd be just as good a candidate as any for a potential mid-card championship being introduced for the women's divisions across both Raw and SmackDown. Now, Pro Wrestling News account on X has followed through with this apparent exclusive. Sean Ross Sapp has not been able to verify it, but the people that he did speak to within WWE were nonetheless excited about even the potential of this opportunity. It's the understanding of PWN, or Sean Ross Sapp, that these titles, maybe a women's Intercontinental or a women's United States, to keep it consistent as they do with the women's world and WWE. One would appear on Raw, the other would appear on SmackDown, and then there'd be more stakes, more opportunities to fight for titles, which it's one of those things where if it's like, it's all context dependent in my opinion. Like if it was an AEW, I'd say no more men's titles ever. In fact, reduce the amount. Yeah. But if you want parity, in WWE, which they're kind of halfway there, this is the way to go about it. This is absolutely the way to go about it. I'm in favour of the move. What about you?
Yeah, I think to quote a legend, greatness echoes greatness, and obviously the North American title, the women's North American title, has just been introduced on NXT. But I like the sound of this. I think a while back I'd have been like, I'm not too sure about this, but yeah, obviously the way that WWE have sort of re-established the men's mid-card titles, like they're not just throwaway.
That's a very good point.
You've got naught to do with you, just have one of these. The women's is going to be interesting because, look at the women's tag team titles. But yeah, I think they've certainly got enough talent there to put it on people, or the levels of people that, you know, some people that you look at and maybe, like, I don't want to dismiss her outright because I think she's fantastic, but right now, what's Candice LeRae doing?
Yeah, I know.
Like, whereas if you said, like, right, we're going to give you a long title reign, we're going to establish you as like an intercontinental champion, that could do wonders for her.
Chelsea Green, the rightful heir to the Honky Tonk Man.
Yes.
She's going to have a lot of booking fun if she somehow got a hold of one of these titles as well. I'm broadly in favour of the move. It represents more parity in the division. There are a lot of very raw but very, very talented women's roster members down in NXT. I mean, if you're going to promote like all of the women from NXT eventually who have potential right now to the main roster, you're probably going to need something like this.
Yeah.
Because there are tons.
First women's US champion, The Riz. That's what I'm saying.
He's always going to say that.
It always comes back to the family.
And it always does. He'll never shut up about it.
Right.
Ever.
Biz. What's that, Sige? It's the injury bug.
Way to trivialise it.
Right, okay, seriously now. Bad news surrounding a former AEW
You're only saying
champion.
that because you're an incurable Matthew Jackson mark.
Indeed, yes.
This is very funny.
Yeah, they did do it
though.
recently. It's going to... Well, who did they say? It was Swerve. They said he was going to strike, yeah. Right, but seriously now, though, bad news about Riho getting
this absolutely
injured.
sucks, this.
Devastating. She's literally only just come back. She fought Lady Frost on Collision. This was, according to reports, leading to a feud, which they'd already sort of teased on that show, with Serena Deeb.
I need to see a sequel to that incredible match from Double or Nothing 2021, and now it's not bloody going to happen.
Don't. There you go. Remember Double or Nothing 2021, that match, and the sun setting?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's been taken away again.
She's fractured her arm. She has fractured her arm.
She posted a photo on Instagram, and confirmed the news that she'd fractured her arm in the match. And as I said, that's her first match since March, I think it was. She fought Willow Knight. She lost to Willow Nightingale on big business. And now Fightful Select, coming through the report that, she was meant to go on to fight Serena Deeb. That's not going to happen, presumably now. Some lovely responses from some of her friends in the locker room. Mercedes Moné, Willow Nightingale, Madison Ryan, all sending their love to her in her recovery. But I suppose to sink into your story as well, there's some bad injuries going around in AEW right now. But first of all, let's just have a quick word on Riho. She's one of your favourites.
It is. To be a fan of Riho is to live a cursed and cruel life. She does not get booked on AEW television anywhere near enough, and I would argue that she's one of the very best weekly cast members of AEW, theoretically, if she were to wrestle every single week. She's got this gift, this sort of magic, where because of her very, very slight frame, whenever she gets outmatched in the early stages of her matches, you always think, all right, okay, well, you know, anyone who's kind of like bigger or more muscular than she is, well, they're going to have an easy ride with Riho because look at the size of her.
Yeah.
But then every single time she does that wonderful bridge, I'm thinking, slippery, you can get out of this. You're a very good wrestler. And then every single goddamn time that Riho, building on the rhythm of the match, convincing the crowd slowly that she can do it, every single time she hits that Snapdragon, I just hit the roof. And I just think, what an unbelievable babyface wrestler, inspiring belief in me that you can in fact make the comeback, so I pop for it. She could do this, and in fact does do this in every single match, and I always think, go on then, you can do this.
Yeah.
But we have to wait, hopefully not a significant amount of time, but you know, a fractured arm's no joke.
No, exactly. No word on a length of her recovery, but you would assume a few months out. But I hope they do circle back with this feud with Serena Deeb, because they're just great, both of them.
Yeah, they've got absolutely fabulous in-ring chemistry, and you know, AEW haven't really touched upon it enough. And yeah, as Wilborn mentioned as well, not the only injury, two more that Fightful Select have reported on overnight. One, Yuka Sakazaki has got an undisclosed injury, and there is no definitive time frame on her return, which sucks because she's another one of my favourites. Yeah. And ROH, I would say mainstay, ROH regular, breakthrough prospect,
part-time Sting impersonator.
Ex-member of the family, Cole Carter, also out until potentially next year. That's bad news for him, with a broken arm. So best of wishes to Cole Carter, Riho and Yuka Sakazaki in their recovery from respective injuries.
Yeah. Always sucks this, like no matter which promotion we're talking about, it's just people not being able to do the thing that they love. Like you say, Yuka Sakazaki is another one you've been really hoping to see more of on AEW television.
Just when it was happening as well.
Yeah.
Just when it was starting to finally happen. Been carrying this torch since 2020, 2019.
Yeah, anytime I say like...
That's what we get more. At last, more Yuka.
So we got a new champion. They were crowned on last night's pay-per-view. Who did you want to see?
Yeah,
Yuka
Yuka
Sakazaki every single time.
Every single time Yuka Sakazaki.
The Cole Carter news is bad as well. Obviously, get well soon to him, although slightly made a bit lighter by the Outrunners quote.
Oh my God. What did he say again?
He said...
So Cole Carter tweets...
He said, I'm recovering from my first ever broken arm. I think he said, basically, first broken arm.
Broken arm surgery.
Yeah, presumably it's the first time he's broken arm, or like you said, first time he's needed surgery or something like this. But then I got completely taken out of context by... Was it Turbo? No.
One of the Outrunners. One of the gifts to wrestling that they are.
Put them on television every single day.
Saying I'm fairly certain that's not the first ever broken arm surgery.
Son of a bitch, you like ratioed him. Be like, gotcha.
Broken arm, ratio, you know.
But he is one of the youngest men alive, so...
And I think if you're young enough, you have, like, maturity issues.
Yeah.
So maybe you are allowed to trivialise injuries. Unlike my colleague here,
yeah, sorry
who,
about that.
yet again, he just wanted to get over it. He just wants a pop. Give him his pop, and then he might actually stop. Then again, he'll probably just get encouraged to do more patter on the podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Money in the Bank review later on today.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to getting into that.
Yeah.
A wild show, lots to talk about.
Lots and lots to
good
talk
and
about.
bad, good, everything you'd possibly want.
Loads of fun, that show. Yeah, we'll be reviewing it on the What Culture Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. It'll be available as a podcast.
And Collision as well.
And Collision, of course. Previewing Monday Night Raw. And if you want more news from Money in the Bank, why not check out this morning's news video right here. We'll see you soon.